Welcome back to Primetime News. A respected television network in the United States has made stunning claims in a news report today about a connection between government officials and Christopher Dudus-Coke.
The allegations have been the point of discussion across Jamaica this afternoon.
We cannot repeat exactly who was mentioned in the report. Our libel laws do not allow us to, because we have not verified the information ourselves. But what we can say is that some describe the allegations as shocking with serious implications. It quotes an authority in the United States government making criminal allegations against government officials in the context of the present extradition matter. It claims that government officials were electronically intercepted in conversation with criminals. The report suggests the conversations intercepted by U.S. authorities took place recently. In the American news report, a government official has also been named as a criminal affiliate of a drug lord. This designation is said to have come from U.S. authorities. The report presents new difficulties to an administration since the Prime Minister admitted in Parliament on May 11 that it was he who sanctioned the effort to lobby U.S. law firm connected to the Obama administration. As an all-out war is waged on the streets of Kingston, this U.S. report has turned the spotlight back on government, which will force it to respond both locally and to the international media. Keneal Gale, TVJ News.
It's now been 31 hours since the security forces entered Tivoli Gardens, and they are still in the West Kingston community tonight. So far, the official report is that 27 people are dead. That figure includes 1 soldier. The police say 25 other residents, including people believed to be gunmen, are also injured. They say those killed were mostly males and that their bodies were recovered from areas close to barricades, building entrances and gullies running through Tivoli Gardens. In addition to injuries and fatalities, 211 people were detained. 6 women were among them. The security forces are also reporting seizures of firearms, ammunition, binoculars, army fatigues and ballistic vests. The police say the operation, which includes searches of buildings, will continue and the public will be informed of the outcomes.
And the police were set upon all sides in the city today. Criminals launched an all-out attack against police stations and in one instance fired directly on the K9 division of the police force, which was located at Harmon Barracks. Guns barked across the city today, as they did yesterday, as an all-out war between state forces and the lawless played out on the streets of Kingston. We also heard of reports of shootings in Spanish Town as well, and reports there mirroring pretty much what we heard yesterday. Preparing now for a report on this issue. I'm not clear whether it's ready.
Never before has there been such an all-out attack on police stations across Kingston. Days ago, criminals set fire to the Hannahtown station. They struck again last night. This time, the Darling Street police station was their target. The blaze did extensive damage to the entire building. And still in the corporate area, the Kingston Central Police had a hard time warding off men from the surrounding communities. In the midst of it all, the police had to be careful not to shoot bystanders who continued to defy orders to stay off the streets. A contingent of soldiers passing through the area at one point provided temporary support for the police officers. It was tough maintaining law and order for a couple of hours, but the police stood their ground and ensured they weren't surprised by gunmen disguised as passengers. They picked up a man of interest during a search of this bus. Every unmarked car passing by the station was a potential threat to the police until they could verify its occupants. The police were intent on occupying the entire East Queen Street, even if it meant calling for backup. There is no concrete evidence to suggest that the attacks on police stations are coordinated. But while the Kingston Central Police were busy warding off gunmen, their colleagues were also busy trying to find men who had attacked their K9 division at Harmon Barracks. The police followed strict orders to search all emergency vehicles. An elderly man on a bicycle was arrested for carrying an M16 round concealed in a glasses case. Deeper in the downtown business district, soldiers ruled the streets. Their numbers grew as you got closer to Tivoli Gardens. They monitored every corner. This mentally ill man failed to get their attention. Broken stalls littered Darling Street and the surrounding area. Soldiers strategically placed on buildings in Tivoli Gardens overlooking the area. Sandbags put in place to offer guard against enemy fire. The media was not allowed anywhere near the entrance to the Tivoli Gardens community. Thugs had to beat a hasty retreat when police arrived along Slipen Road near Torrington Bridge, where a roadblock was mounted.
And we were at the Kingston Public Hospital as some of the bodies were brought in. An overburdened KPH staff dealt with the war scenes even as gunshots rang out around them. Nadine McLeod was there.
Parliament was our destination, but getting there would prove impossible. As gunfire rang out and we had to reverse from street after street, we eventually took cover at KPH.
We have been trying to get to Parliament for over an hour now, but each time we leave here at KPH, we hear heavy gunfire. So we are back. We're basically trapped. Now, the police have just brought in a number of people who were hit.
They were all pronounced dead. We counted 12. We have no idea where they were killed. The officers weren't speaking about it. Before them, this little boy was taken in by the police. He had been shot too. This man had to walk to the hospital with an injured arm. We are still not sure where he was shot or by whom. We have also been receiving photographs of dead bodies, reportedly of casualties in Tivoli. Nadine McLeod, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, Spanish Town is becoming a real security nightmare this evening. 19 people have been killed there over the last 2 days. Other reports suggest 21. Gunmen in Spanish Town appear to be on a bloody rampage, attacking residents as well as the police. Latoya Spence reports.
Although no state of emergency has been declared for Spanish Town, the killings over the last few hours would suggest there is also a war in the old capital. The first spate of killings began yesterday in a residential section